Hello, welcome to episode 22 of Music is None of Our Business with me, MC Crabstick.
And me, DJ Shitbum.
They are great names. They're great names. So I hope everyone's had a happy Christmas and New Year. in real life, we haven't reached it yet, but in pretend life, on podcast life, we're into January now. So I hope everyone's okay. Yes.
It's a bit like Jules' Hootenanny, isn't it? Because he records that some time before the New Year's Eve celebrations.
Yeah,
they have to pretend.
We do. So we're pretending it's January. Oh, I'm fucking freezing. There you go. That's what January pretending done.
Good one. Tonight, good one. I was convinced.
Yeah. Well, I am actually quite cold, but yeah, so tonight it is sad songs. And after much deliberation, I've picked 5. I know you've picked 5. I've kind of gone for... I couldn't make up my mind. Do you do songs that just sound sad but don't necessarily have sad lyrics? Or do you do songs that have sad lyrics? Or do you do songs that just make you feel sad, irrespective of the lyrics? So I didn't want to do make you feel sad because that's too near all the memory stuff and the reminiscing stuff that we do. So I have gone for things that sound sad and have sad lyrics. No doubt you haven't.
There are probably 3 different types of sad song. There's a song that is sad by design. It is composed to reflect heartbreak or loss or grief or something like that. It's meant to be sad. And then there are pieces of music which are not meant to be sad, but because perhaps they're using minor chords or whatever, they feel sad. And to the whoever's listening, they feel sad. And then, as you say, there's a third category, which is a song which is neither of those, but which, because the listener has an association with it of some description, it triggers for them a certain sadness. I think that the songs that I've picked, I think there's a couple of the first category, a couple of the second category. I don't think I've got any in here that are specifically triggering experiences for me. But I didn't really think about it until after I'd picked 5.
No, that's the problem, isn't it? I picked 5 and then went, oh, hang on. Yeah. You know, and then got myself in knots. But I have pretty much stuck with the original 5. Although I did, I was thinking earlier about songs that sound sad, and I was thinking of, obviously I was thinking of the whole of what is it? A Crow Looked at Me by Mount Eerie, which is possibly the most despairing LP ever made. It was made after his wife's death, recorded in the room where she died of cancer. Songs about his kid. It's flipping. It's absolutely heartbreaking LP, but I thought it was a bit too much. And then also pretty much everything Scott Walker ever recorded is sad. I was listening to Scott 3 earlier and kind of going, oh my God.
That's too much.
Jeepers. Yeah. And then also, I always find Crazy Love by Van Morrison unbearably sad. But I just find it
unbearable.
Well, yeah, you fucking would. But it's a love song. I was reading lyrics, and it's actually a love song, and you just forget because it just sounds so mournful, I think.
Right. Okay.
You know, which is strange. But yes, I have my 5.
Good. Well, I've chosen 6 because...
Well, now you've made me sad.
No.
Because you picked 6.
I haven't chosen 6 because I intend to present 6. I've chosen 6 because I'm quite certain there could be a crossover on this one. I'm quite certain, a distinct possibility.
Well, we've already had Seasons in the Sun.
We have Terry Jacks.
So I didn't pick that again. I'm not sure.
Okay, well, we'll see. I won't give any clues away. We'll see. You might surprise me.
Do you want to go first?
Oh, I can do. Yeah, not a problem. In no particular order, then. My first pick.
So there's no particular blub factor. There's not one that makes you cry any more than as opposed to.
No,
You know,
it's funny because there's a couple on here that I haven't included. One of the most moving for me is a track called "Orders from the Dead," but it's Diamanda Galas, and I've mentioned her twice,
Yeah.
I think already. But that's one
Yeah.
of the most torturous pieces of music to listen to.
bloody hell! I've just thought of one I would have picked, and I haven't.
Okay. Well, you can quickly change. You can.
I might do actually in one of our breaks that we have to have because we're technologically I don't know what the word is. Not very gifted.
We're thrifty. We're thrifty. We don't want to pay Zoom for the full professional setup. But yeah. So I didn't include that. Well, one of the ones is I'm sure you're familiar with it, with the track "Children of God" by Swans.
Yes.
And there's nothing sad about it. It's an industrial piece of music, and there's nothing it's attached to. But it always makes me feel very emotional. But anyway, that's not on my list.
Yeah,
We'll head on to the list. First one then, a track called "Shallow Brown" by John Francis Flynn, and this is a 2021 recording of this piece of music, which wasn't written by John Francis Flynn because the song itself is a traditional shanty, which origins are not entirely clear. But it is a sad song by design, and it is a sad song to hear. It is tragic and it's beautiful. Can't tell you an awful lot about John Francis Flynn. This is the only record by him I have. And when I have dived into the other couple of albums that he's done, because he had an album in 2021 called "I Would Not Live Always," from which this track is taken, and a second album, and I think that's it, in 2023. But when I've listened to them, they are really not my cup of tea, to be fair. They're not like this particular track. But with this particular track, he uses electronics, and it's quite a long piece. Yes, another long piece.
No way.
No way. Well, it's not terribly long. I don't know how long. I think it's about 7 minutes or something
just
like that.
a couple of hours, this one. Nothing like some of the others we've picked.
But it's got these haunting electronics, and it creates a real sense of calm and timelessness and stillness. He plays acoustic guitar, and his voice is untreated, and it just crackles with emotion. And in this song, he speaks to his love, Juliana, as he's telling her that he is to be sold on us to serve on a Yankee whaler. He's a slave, and he's being sent away across the sea, and he's quite certain he will never see his love again. And it is steeped in sorrow and loss and a kind of cool resignation to the fact that there is no changing this. I am a slave. I've been sold onto this ship. I've got to go, and I will see these new lands and never see you again. It's called Shallow Brown, but the original is actually Challow Brown, Challo, because Challow is sometimes misrepeated as shallow as it's gone through its iterations over the years, because challo is a West Indian word that means half-caste, hence its obvious association with slaving. Right. I think as Shallow Brown, it doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah. So
it's gorgeous. It's subtle. There's this lovely string tones that wind into the electronics. That's it's very, as I say, it just draws you into an imagined scene of this guy bidding farewell to his girl, and it's marvelous. And there is some backing vocals by Consuelo Bresci, who don't know much about her either, but that's fantastic as well. And the song just decays away. Once it's been through, I think, about 5 or 6 verses, it then just decays into wispy electronics. I think your cat's really determined to get into the action today, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
And then there's some reversed vocals at the end. So it's a very modern take on folk music. And it's a shame, really, that none of the stuff that I've found on his other albums are similar, because I would buy his records, certainly.
Yeah.
And the weird thing is that obviously being sold into slavery in the 17th century is a situation, an experience is totally alien to me. So it shouldn't resonate at all, but it does feel, you do feel very moved by it. I did feel very moved by it. And I think it's just just being aware of the brutality of man on man over the years, really, in the whole slave trade. But it is a great record. It is a moving record, and it is a moving record by design. And that is my first pick.
Excellent. Well, I'll definitely give that a listen. I assume it's on the streaming platforms, etc.
I usually have a quick check these days, and I've put it down as a playlist, so I assume it is.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, I'll look forward to listening to that one. Okay, my first one is, I'm afraid, really, really predictable. It's just, I've loved this song for so long. I can't remember whether we've brought it up before. I don't think we have.
Okay.
Because I checked all the previous playlists and it wasn't on there. But my first one, I'm afraid, is Wichita Lineman.
Oh, is it?
I fucking love it. I love Wichita Lineman. I think it's one of the saddest songs ever written.
I don't disagree. It is a great song, and it is a sad song.
It's just, and I've read through I've listened to it. I listened to it quite a lot. I've got to be honest. I'm always bunging it on just for a bit of a
Really?
kind of thing, you know. But I was reading the lyrics, and I kind of know the lyrics, but I never really read them because it's like So obviously the version everybody knows is by Glenn Campbell. The original was written by a guy called Jimmy Webb.
Okay.
And he's done a version of it as well. But I think Glenn Campbell's just got something. There's something so melancholy in the way he sings it, and I don't think anyone else has ever really hit those heights of sadness. And it's which is saying something, because it is really sad song.
Yeah.
But I think it's like Glenn Campbell's goes up to 11. Do you know what I mean? Because all the others can be as sad as anything, but Glenn Campbell's just got that extra. And I mean, and the lyrics are you know, I'm a lineman for the county and I drive the main road. Yeah, it's not that sad, you know. He's driving around searching in the sun for another overload. Yeah. I hear you is singing in the wire. Oh, now you got me.
Yeah.
Now you've got me. I can hear you through the wine, and the Wichita lineman is still on the line. You know, and it's like, oh yeah, that's really sad. I know I need a small vacation. No, not sad. But it don't look like rain. That's not sad either. And if it knows that stretch down south, won't even stand the strain. No, still not sad. Come on, Glenn, what are you doing? And I need you more than want you. Oh my good God.
Yeah,
there
it comes
he
at you
goes.
unexpectedly,
There he
doesn't it?
just rips your heart out.
Yeah.
You know, and I want you for all time. Oh, Glenn, now you've done it, man. The gist of it is that he's, well, obviously he's a lineman for the county, but it involves driving around. And I mean, I just imagine him being in some vast expanse in America, like, you know, Arizona or something, where there's fuck all for miles and miles and miles. So he's traveling up and down these roads, you know, checking the line, and the actual size of America means he's away from home for a long while.
His loneliness. It's about loneliness.
And he's lonely, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's thinking of his partner who's miles away. And he's hearing their voice on the line. I can remember years ago going to I went to a place called what the fuck is
Arizona?
it? No, there's a big lake near to us, and you can ride your bike around it. It's massive, and I can remember stopping, and it was a breezy day, and I just stopped to get a breath and just, you know, and there were these pylons. And the wind whistling through the pylons was one of the most ghostly sounds I've ever heard. It was so eerie. And when he talks about I hear you singing in the wire, I can imagine how that, you know, the wind on the wires, you know, and the noise it might make might well sound like singing, you know, and ghostly singing, because I don't think it doesn't actually say that the partner is still alive. No. So it could be that he's taken this job just to isolate himself off because he misses her so much, or him, or whoever.
Indeed, yeah.
He misses them so much that that he just wants to be on his own. But even then, he's hearing a ghostly voice along the way. I mean, this is the beauty of the fucking song. You can read into it whatever you want.
Yeah.
You know, you can put your own scenario over the top of it, you know. Yeah. And we all need a fucking small vacation, you know, so everyone can relate to that. You know, it's just such a brilliantly sad song. And I would say it's probably my number one of all these songs. It's my number one sad song. I just think it's just, you know, rightly a classic.
Yeah.
And as much as other people, you know, as much as other people cover it, I don't think anyone will come anywhere near Glenn Campbell's.
No, I did see Heaven 17 do it live, and that was good. It was quite moving. And they did a big video backdrop, and from what I can recall, it was power lines, telephone lines, communication lines across the desert and stuff. And there was a sense of that vast open loneliness and the emptiness, and that was quite good. But you know, and certainly it did calm the whole thing down, and everybody's a bit kind of, oh god, that's amazing, but oh god, but it was. You're absolutely right. I think Glenn Campbell's version is unbeatable in that respect. Yeah,
there's a version by Neil Diamond that's actually pretty decent.
Yeah,
and there's actually a version by REM that's okay as well.
Okay.
You know, I mean, there are so many cover versions. It's one of those, you know, everyone has to do a cover of it at some point. But it is, it's an absolutely superb song.
It is, and strangely, one of his other songs, which is one of my favourite songs, Galveston, is incredibly happy, but it shouldn't be, because it's just about a town. It's he's really good at making the emotion out of a song that really perhaps shouldn't. I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. He's definitely he was in I'd forgotten. I was just reading up on Glenn Campbell today. He was in True Grit. He was in the original True Grit, wasn't he? Yeah, was he? Yeah, with John Wayne and Kim Darby.
God,
he played. Is it LaBeouf?
It's years since I've seen that. Not since I was a kid.
Yeah, because there was a remake that was pretty decent with Jeff Bridges.
That's
and
right.
Matt Damon played his character.
I've not seen that. No.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
good pick.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I thought it was a good one. Right, so over to you. Yes.
Okay, my number two then is a record that everybody should own, really. I could say that about a lot of the records that we do in all the episodes, but this one, there's no reason that everybody doesn't own this record. It's called Dream 3, In the Midst of My Life, and it's From Sleep, which is an album.
Oh, yes, Max Richter.
I know you'd be familiar with it.
Yeah.
Sleep by Max Richter.
I've usually nodded off by the time this one comes on.
This is the first track on the album From Sleep, and there were several versions. In fact, I think in the last few weeks, if not the last month, a new version has been released, which is parts of the full performance which weren't on the first album, because the full performance runs at over 8 hours long. And I'll come back to that in a moment. But suffice it to say, at the moment, this was.
So is this one called Nap?
No, this is called Dream 3, In the Midst of My Life, which I think is the first movement on the album that I've got, on the version that I've got. I don't know how long that is. I think it's about 10 minutes, this section. But it's so sad. It's one of those songs or pieces of music we were talking about where there's absolutely no objective to make a sad piece of music. This is very much more about exploring the space in your mind between conscious and unconsciousness. And in fact, the music was composed by Max Richter with a contribution from a neuroscientist, because Richter was very keen to understand how the mind deals with music and sound as you drift from consciousness to unconsciousness.
See, I always find that bit is the bit where you go, duh, and you feel like you're falling and you wake up at the start. Is that what this is about? Is there a bit in the middle where it goes, whoa, fucking hell?
There is, no, that would be terrible. That would be terrible. For the performance, for the live performance, I've seen a bit of the video of the performance. Obviously, not watched all.
Do
of
they
it.
all have beds?
That's right. That's right. The full performance goes on for 8 hours, and the audience members are provided with sleeping areas and beds, and they are encouraged to kind of fade in and fade out of consciousness of sleep and waking state as it suits them. And to see it being performed, it's a remarkable thing. It would have been a remarkable concert to have been at. I don't know how much it cost for 8 hours in a bed with bits of music, but it's a fascinating.
It does seem a bit pointless, really, doesn't it? And you know bloody well you're going to get the bed next to the bastard who snores all fucking night.
It wouldn't work with a snoring person. No. I guess you get a lot of people giggling at the novelty of the experience to start with, and then you get snoring and all kinds. Max Richter himself, he's a German composer. He's immensely talented. I've got several of his records, and he plays contemporary classical music, or composes contemporary classical music, plays keyboards and piano, but there's a lot of electronics worked into his music, like strings, sometimes voices, sometimes spoken word. He's done a couple of albums, Voices and Voices 2, where there's spoken words, and all manner of samples and things. So it's very modern, but contemporary classical, and it's really rich in emotion, all of it. There's a lot of heart to it. So this record, to be honest, I could have chosen any part of it because it's all fantastic, and it's really a counter to the frenetic melee of modern life, really. And he wrote it in part to be a lullaby for his children, and I think when you read the cover notes, he says he wonders how his children will rest as the world becomes more noisy and frantic, and he wonders how they will sleep calmly and safely like when they were babies. So Richter plays a very simple but devastatingly effective piano line, and then you think that's enough, really. It is enough. And then slowly strings come in, cello, violin, viola, which just create this perfect, melancholic, but beautiful piece of music. Strangely enough, just on the sleep, when I was looking at the neuroscience of sleep and music and so on, I read that Keith Richards actually claims to have written the entirety of I Can't Get No Satisfaction while he was asleep, and when he woke up he could remember the song but he couldn't remember anything about it, which I think is really good. So it is great, and it sits easily alongside Marconi Union or Harold Bird. Something quite bizarre that Richter has in common with Beyonce and Rihanna and Justin Bieber. You never guess what could a man like this have in common with these people. Bizarrely, he's developed his own fragrance and sells his own fragrance called Comme des Garçons Parfum. And wearers are invited to engage with the scent as a medium for memory, which it contains apparently. It contains notes of piano soundboard cedar and violin board rosin, and the scent of transistors and magnetic tape, which sounds a little bit on the edge of pretentious to me. Maybe a step or two over. Suffice it to say, I haven't bought any, and even if I was tempted by the marketing, being the fact that a small bottle will set you back £120, I'm not terribly interested.
Jeepers. Yeah. To smell like a piano electric circuit. Cheers, mate.
It is a bizarre thing. I didn't expect to discover that when I was surfing through his website, but there you go.
Yeah, he's very. I've listened to a fair bit of his stuff. I couldn't name it all, to be honest. But yeah, it is very, very melancholy sounding.
They're not all kind of downbeat, but I think because he was consciously trying to understand this grey area between conscious and consciousness, thinking about his children being able to sleep well in a lullaby, this one is very much that way. But they're all fantastic. They're all beautiful. I really, really like Max Richter.
I think the piano does have it's very easy to sound melancholy on a piano, isn't it?
Can do.
I mean,
just hit all the black notes.
Yeah, yeah, basically. Neil's Farm, a lot of his stuff is very sad, and Dustin Halloran as well. They're very, very sad.
Yeah, I mean, again, a contemporary composer using electronics and piano, but I don't think he's quite as melancholic, perhaps, as well, certainly not as Dustin Halloran.
I think I've got a feeling I do tend to remember the more melancholy sounding ones than anything that might be considered upbeat. I'll probably like, yeah, upbeat, whatever. Oh, sad, sad, upbeat. No, not interested. So
when we was putting this together, the number of times that we have mentioned sorrow and sadness and despair in the music is quite stark, really.
Yeah, and I think that's, in fact, I've got a couple of songs on here that kind of go into that. I think age, melancholy.
Yeah.
With age as well. But I'll get to them when I get to them.
Well, indeed.
But yeah.
All right. Well, there you
absolutely.
go. There's my number 2.
Yes. Thank you. Well, my number 2 is a song. It is piano based as well, weirdly, but with lyrics. Mine all have lyrics, and they're all very sad lyrics as well. Okay. So my next one is by a American singer-songwriter called Rosie Thomas, and the song is called Farewell, and it's one of the most desolate sounding. Well, I say desolate. Desolate probably isn't. It's obviously somebody has died and she's singing about them, and you can just hear it in her voice.
Okay.
And weirdly, she's a singer-songwriter stroke comedian.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and normally she's got kind of a I don't want to sound rude, but she's got a bit of a squeaky voice, a squeaky talking voice. Okay. But on this song, like I said, the song is called Farewell, and basically it's just a really slow piano, and she's singing farewell to whoever she's lost, and it's just a lot of repetition. So it's kind of like farewell so long because I was wrong, I guess. Again, I missed the way you danced with me. And it just gets progressively sadder and sadder.
That sounds directly sad. Yes.
Until the end, and at the end, she just said, she's talking about all the things she misses from the person. I don't know whether it's her dad, because there's a snippet at the beginning of the song of what sounds like her dad talking on an old home movie from the 80s about the Thomas family, and she's saying the misses or things, and then kind of finishes it off by saying, "I never asked you for a sailboat in the yard, or that fancy dress to wear, or a ceiling made of stars, and all I got was just this broken heart from you." Oh my good God. And by that time, I'm in fucking pieces, man. I tell you, I'm just melting and I'm sobbing by that. It is one of the most sad, desolately sad, despairingly sad songs I've ever heard. And it gets me every time. But it's actually a beautiful song as well. Her voice is lovely.
Is she American or is she British?
Yeah, she's American, yeah. She's an American singer-songwriter. The album that it's from is called, I can't bloody remember, When We Were Small, and it was actually released on Sub Pop.
Oh, right. Wow. It's an odd combination. A squeaky voiced comedian doing an incredibly sad song on Sub Pop. Yeah,
and the rest of the album is really, really awesome. There's nothing quite as full of despair as this. Everything else is quite, happy.
So is it more the Sub Pop kind of guitars and...
No, it's all mainly her and her piano.
Okay.
And then this fucker pops up in track 2 as track 2. I mean, I think I'd have put it at the end because once you get past this, you're a mess. So you're probably going to miss tracks 3, 4, and 5.
So is it a recent album?
No, this is it's about 20. I think it was released about 25 years ago.
Okay, I don't know if I'll be able to edit out that burp you just did.
Sorry, I did. Sorry, I've just drank a whole can of ginger beer. So I've kind of ruined the atmosphere a bit by doing a little burp, so apologies for that. But at least I didn't fart.
Well, this is
So
a
that's
welcome
one good
change to your behaviour.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so that was I obviously I'll put it on there, but it is absolutely desperate song. I mean, and I suppose in all honesty, touch wood. I don't know why I said touch wood. That's a habit, but I've never really had to deal with grief. I've never really had anyone close to me die. So I'm not looking forward to it, and my parents are kind of knocking on. And it's going to come. It's going to come at some point. Although as I say, I think my mum's going to live forever, because she seems to be immortal and immune to everything. So, nuclear war, plague.
Look at the bright side. You may never have to face grief if you die first.
That is very true. I'm not planning on it, but I'll probably get arsed off with the cats later and run after or trip, smash my head in on something. Or
are you so attached to the cats that you would be cut up if one of those met his early demise?
Probably. I think. Do you know it's strange because I always have problems with emotions because I think that obviously now I know that I've kind of had ADHD all my life. I think it's that.
Okay.
It does affect you and Karen, my ex-wife, always used to say, "Oh God, you're so emotionless sometimes," and I'm like, I'm not, and I was, and I just didn't realise. I thought I was showing lots of emotion, and I wasn't. And also, I find that my emotions kind of just come and go. So I'll be sad, oh no, that's happened. Oh well, and I'm on to the next thing.
Right.
And I remember saying to my dad a few years ago, my dad at one point was convinced he was going to die at 84 because his dad had died at 84. So he spent the whole fucking year kind of going, well, I'm not going for much longer. And he's like, oh, for fuck's sake, Dad. But I said to him, I said, it's weird. If I died, would you be sad? And he went, yeah, of course I would. I said, how long for? And he went,
odd conversation.
Probably not that long. And I'm like, no, I said you'd get over it quickly, wouldn't you? And he said, yeah. And I said, fucking ADHD, you bastard. You got it as well.
Okay.
But it is, it does really affect your emotions and your emotional output.
Okay.
And it does, and I'm very aware of it now. I'm very aware of how quickly it can, I can be full of like love for something, and then I'll be distracted and I've forgotten, I'll be off on something else,
Right. That's a good thing, I suppose, in that respect. I suppose for all of the drawbacks of having that condition.
Not really for a marriage. So
I'm talking specifically about grief.
Yeah, for grief, yeah, it is. Yeah, I think it would be something that you'd be desolate, and then but you'd get over it quicker because the way that your brain works would allow you to recover a lot quicker. But then you'd feel like a bit of a bastard for not feeling. See, I often feel like a shit for not feeling as sad as I probably should about things.
What do you think you should feel sad about that you don't?
I don't know, just kind of death and sadness about. It's not something I really want to go into actually, because I've just thought of a load of things I don't really want to kind of talk about on the fucking podcast.
Fair enough.
It was. It's not helpful. Put it that way.
Okay.
Yes. So.
For another time. Okay.
Yeah,
See what doing a list of sad songs brings us to.
Oh,
death, grief, mental health. God, dear, oh dear.
Yeah.
And all of this on Christmas Eve. Okay. Have you said
in podcast land, in real life, in podcast land, remember it's January.
Oh, of course. We're into January.
Yeah.
Yes. I remember Christmas. Yeah.
It was great.
Have you said what you wanted to say about that?
Yes, I think
artist?
I have. Yes.
Sounds interesting.
Looking forward to putting it on the playlist. Have people listen to it and see what they think. Let us know what they think. Well, about all the songs, obviously, as usual. Yeah.
Okay, my number three is one that I felt we might cross over on, and we might have it on your list yet, but it's popped up on my number three in no particular order, as I say. It was a song that was originally called Chance. It was written in 1979, and tell you what the first line is, and you will have it. Walk in silence, don't walk away.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, Joy Division. Yeah, of course.
Of course.
I didn't even cross my mind. No, I didn't. But I totally agree.
Atmosphere by Joy Division.
Oh my goodness me! Yeah.
Which is an incredibly sad song, and it's sad not simply because it's musically sad, not simply because the video is quite bleak and sad, but it's sad because of the circumstance, of course. Ian Curtis, for those who don't know, I'm sure there can't be many, former lead singer with Joy Division, who took his own life at the age of 23, having suffered from depression and marriage breakdown and so on, just on the eve of their American tour. So all of that wrapped up, it's an incredibly painful watch, listen, whatever you do. But the song was originally called Chance. It was written in 1979, and it was inspired by the acquisition of a Woolworths plastic organ, which doesn't sound a very auspicious start for one of the most emotional pieces of music ever. But Bernard Sumner's grandmother bought Bernard this item, and Bernard was in the band Joy Division. He was a guitarist, and it was first released in 1980, and it was called something completely different again. It was called Licht under Blindheit, or Light for Blindness, because the band, not thinking it was going to do very much, actually gifted the record to German label Sordid Sentimental, French label, Sordid Sentimental, which was an odd combination because Sordid Sentimental are more commonly associated, I think, with Throbbing Gristle and Psychic TV and the music that they were putting out. So it sold 1,578 copies, and the band weren't paid, but it was re-released as a 12-inch just after Ian Curtis's death, and that's the copy I have, which is extremely bad and probably worth about half a pence now because it's almost unplayable. But it has been released lots and lots and lots of times since in different media, as well as appearing in several different films. So it's in the film House of Wax, it's in Donnie Darko, and of course it's in the two Joy Division films, Control and 24-Hour People.
And also series 1 of Stranger Things.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
You didn't strike me as a fan of Stranger Things.
Oh, I love Stranger Things.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, you'll be all excited.
I love it.
Tomorrow the next series starts, isn't it?
Yes, in real life, not in podcast life.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Oh,
gosh.
You're shit at this. You really are. Fuck's sake. Let's just look, it's Christmas Eve. Obviously, it's day before Christmas Eve when we record this, and it will be out in January. Let's just call it that and
right.
be done with it. Okay, yeah. So yes, there is more Stranger Things tomorrow on the telly box.
Gotcha.
And yes, I am looking forward to it. And my girls are massive fans as well.
That I can imagine.
Yeah.
It kind of strikes me as something more aimed at young adults, teenagers, and so on.
Do you know, it was strange because when it first came out, I don't necessarily think it was, because I remember watching it and going, this is fucking brilliant. This is so good. And then said to the girls, have you seen Stranger Things? Do you want to watch it? And they're like, nah. And then something happened, and all of a sudden it was like, oh my God, Dad, we're watching Stranger Things. It's fantastic. And I'm like, yeah, no, I told you that. And they went, yeah, whatever. And so then it became their thing. But yeah, I love Stranger Things. I think it's great. Great TV. Have you watched it?
I've seen it, yes, yeah. I watched it, or some of it. It didn't really... It started off reasonably well. I quite liked the concept and I quite liked the acting and so on, but I think it, like a lot of these things, it successively got more and more, for me, ridiculous. And I think that the further out there it got, the less credible, the less plausible, and it fell apart, I think. Yeah,
well, I know what you're saying, but at the same time, you have to remember that the whole concept is about a girl with psychic powers. And a weird... So it wasn't actually, it wasn't exactly authentic to
No,
start with, was it?
but you can
I know
have
what you're saying,
fantastical
yeah.
things that you can immerse yourself in and feel there's some plausibility to it. And I don't
Yeah.
mind things that are fantastical. I just felt that this was a little bit. Well, I didn't like it very much, but there you go.
I like the soundtracks, and at the time, I think they still do it. The girls insist on watching everything with fucking subtitles on. I don't know what it is. It's
Well, even English things.
Yeah, it's a youth thing. I
Is
don't
it?
know. It's the kids. It's down with the kids, isn't it? And they watch it with. So, but anyway, and we always used to laugh because as soon as something creepy happened, there would subtitle would come up and say ominous synth. And ominous synth just became a little catchphrase for us.
There's a name for a band.
Yeah. But I was just about to say, it would make a great name for a band.
That's fascinating. I'll have to ask my kids are a bit older than your kids, but I'll have to ask them if they've heard about that watching with subtitles, irrespective of
I don't know what it is. I'm not really sure, but they've been doing it for bloody years. It drives me fucking mad because I can't stand unless it's in a foreign language subtitles. But I find it a bit distracting, really.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that very much at all. So then it's not because they're sitting with their headphones in while they're playing a game and they're kind of half watching.
I don't think so. They just like to have the subtitles on. So if there are any younger listeners who want to get in touch and tell us why you watch bloody TV programs with subtitles on, that would be great for us old duffers.
Yeah, I'd be interested to know.
Yeah.
Okay, so Atmosphere, as I say, great sad song. It was played at Tony Wilson's funeral, and interestingly enough, it was once voted the favourite rock song to be played at funerals. Apparently, it's very, very often called for. Robbie Williams' Angels is the overall favourite for British funerals. When they went to me, you want to go, wouldn't it? Followed by Frank Sinatra's My Way, which is a bit corny. Followed by Eric Idle's Always Look on the Bright Side of Life. So there's quite a contrast. Do you know what Europeans' favourite funeral music is?
No, go on.
It's The Show Must Go On by Queen. You think that's exactly the last thing that's going to happen?
Bloody hell! See, I was gonna have Ascent by Brian Eno segueing into Fight Back by Discharge.
That would be quite good. Yeah, it'd be quite good.
That was my funeral. Yeah, it's kids. You remember that when you're burying me or sticking me in the fire. Ooh.
I think I would have 110 decibels of white noise because I've said expressly in my will, no funeral, no service, dump the body overboard or whatever. So if anybody's waiting for some music, you're in the wrong fucking place. Piss off home.
Yeah. I think I'd probably do a playlist for the pub and just send everyone up there and they can put me in a fucking wood chipper or something. Yeah,
it's a bit like Fargo.
Yeah, put me in a wood chipper outside Nigel Farage's house.
Spraying your entrails.
Spray my entrails over it.
A fitting way to go. No doubt about it. Okay, that's my number 3. So we haven't got a crossover, and I think it's highly unlikely we'll cross over on the others that I've got.
No.
But that one I thought, because I know you were a big fan of Joy Division, but I couldn't resist that.
Do you know, I didn't. I think we spoke about this before. I didn't quite get Joy Division to start with,
right?
Because Neil was well into Joy Division, and I just didn't get it at the time. But I kind of grew to love it. I think after Unknown Pleasures, I didn't really get Unknown Pleasures at the time. No idea why not, but I grew to love them. But yeah, Atmosphere didn't even cross my mind.
There were so many to choose from, aren't there?
I think that's what it was. Yeah. I think there was just a glut of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so my number 3 is one of the saddest songs of probably Unrequited Love, but it's a disco song.
It's what?
A disco song. And it's If I Can't Have You by Von Ellerman.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't know what... So this was written by the Bee Gees for the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack.
Which you've mentioned already, your love of that album in the previous episode.
Absolutely. I do love that. Do love that record. And there are two versions. There's the Bee Gees version, and there's Yvonne Elliman's version. And the Bee Gees version is fine. It's a great disco song. It's it's about heartbreak. But the Yvonne Elliman version, jeepers, she just throws every heartbreak she's ever had in her life into singing that song, and there's just something so sad about it. She just every time I hear her version of it, it gets me right in the heart. It really does.
That's interesting.
Because it starts off, I don't know why I'm surviving every lonely day when there's got to be no chance for me. My life would end, and it don't matter how I cry. My tears of love are a waste of time. If I turn away, am I strong enough to see it through? Go crazy is what I will do. If I can't have you, I don't want no.
I was going to say, you're so prone to sing, and here you are reading something, I can hear the music in my head because I've got that record.
I wanted to start singing it, but I thought I'd ruin it, and then I just couldn't stop myself at the end. Damn it! Damn you, urge to sing.
Flog yourself.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know what it is about the song, but it just strikes me as one of the saddest songs ever. And the fact that she's managed to do this to a disco beat as well.
Yeah.
Fair play to her, she's such a voice. But having said that, I don't think I could name one other Yvonne Elliman song. I honestly don't. It's like she got given this song to sing, and she thought, "Fuck it, I'm going for this."
Yeah.
And she poured everything into it.
Do you think she was just exhausted and she couldn't get the energy to do another record after that?
Quite possibly. But I think, you laugh, but I don't see how she could possibly top it. It's such an amazing song. And I've heard other versions. Kim Wilde did a version of it.
Right.
Which was, it wasn't too bad actually.
Okay.
But I've always had a bit of a soft spot for Kim Wilde ever since Kids in America.
Yeah.
And she had a bloody good stab at it.
Okay.
But Yvonne Elliman just gets it. It's like she's read the song, she's gone, I know I've been through this. I know how to sing this. Whereas the Bee Gees have just gone, I think I could. Oh, fuck me, these trousers are tight. And just, and just run through the motions. Really, yeah, absolutely. But Yvonne Elliman's just grabbed it and rinsed every fucking drop of emotion out of it. And just made it her song. And made it, and it's an absolute classic.
I still have to listen to it again because it's a great song, and I know the lyrics are obviously very heartbreaking, downbeat, but it never really kind of hit me as a sad song to make me sad. I'll have to listen to it again.
I think some of it's like it's a bit like, it's her voice, and it's the kind of little details as well, kind of the way she, I'm going to fuck this up completely. But the way she does that, it's just that yearning. It's a bit like Everything But the Girl and Missing.
Okay.
And the way Tracy Thorn just goes, and I miss you. Oh. But she doesn't sound anything like that. But it's that, she's got this, and everyone used to take the piss out of me at work because they do that. And they knew that when she went, oh, I'd go, oh.
Go weak.
In fact, I could have actually put Missing by Everything But the Girl in as a sad song.
Limitless choice.
It is, yeah. I think I've waffled on enough about Tracy Thorn over the past 21 episodes that I don't think anyone really needs to hear me kind of wax lyrical about her again. But yeah, that's, you, like I say, you have a listen and see what you think.
Yeah.
And it's definitely got that. It might just be me. It might just be me kind of having finding some kind of connection with it.
That's
and feeling it.
I think, like we said at the outset, I think some songs, they're not incredibly sad, but they trigger something in the listener that's not there for other people. I'll have a listen next time we get a forced break. I'll put it on and have another listen to it because I know what you're saying. The lyrics and everything are despairing, but I think it's the fact that it is in wrapped up in a disco song. You kind of loses that impact as a sad song for me.
And you could you could read all manner of things into it. If I can't have you, I don't want nobody, baby. You don't want nobody ever. You could read into that she's gonna, pull the plug.
Well, he could, I suppose. That's very bleak interpretation.
Because it says, to dreams that will never come true, am I strong enough to see it through? I don't know. It's all about I think this is probably one of those not overtly sad lyrics, but you can read into it. You can read a lot more sadness into it than maybe actually. I
don't know. I think you read in the lyrics, you just write the lyrics out, and if you didn't know the song, didn't know the music, you would know that's got to be a sad song. I think it just doesn't come across to my ears as a sad song because it's just it's such a disco song.
So if you were here going, don't know why I'm surviving every lonely day.
Are you doing your Shakespearean?
When there's got to be no chance for me, my life would end. And it don't matter how I cry. My tears of love are a waste of time. God. If I turn away, am I strong enough to see it through? Go crazy is what I will do. If I can't have you, I don't want nobody, baby.
He's gone full Patrick Stewart.
Thank you.
Lovies. Oh, darling, no.
Oh, bravo.
God, he's gone all thespian. Oh, I've seen it all now. Oh dear, very nicely put, very nicely done. So we've had a spoken word rendition, we've had a semi-sung rendition, and we've now had a Shakespearean rendition. You're going to be careful what you ask for with you, haven't you? God help us. Okay.
Yes. Happy January, everybody.
If anybody's gone dry January, they'll be reaching for the bottle now. I've no doubt of it. Oh my fucking God. Oh dear. Lovely. Yes. Excellent. Yes. Okay.
So your number 4 is it?
It is my number 4, and then usually for our lists, this is a piece of music that was written specifically for film. And it's a piece of music called Vida Cormeum. And it was written by Patrick Cassidy from Ireland, but the version I've got is sung by Catherine Jenkins and Rhys Murrian, because it is a classical piece of music, and it is a gorgeous piece of music, and it is an incredibly sad piece of music. I don't know if you're nodding. I don't know if you know the piece of music I mean, but it's
I feel like I should.
It's not a test. It's not a test. It's no worry. No. It's from the 2001 film Hannibal with Anthony Hopkins, which is an unusual one, the sequel to Silence of the Lambs. But it was also used in the 2005 film Kingdom of Heaven.
Oh, is it? I'm sorry, mate. I appear to have eaten your liver.
Well, strangely enough, the libretto, because it's an operatic piece, the libretto is taken from 13th century manuscript from Dante's New Life, First Sonnet, from 1294, and it is about a bloke who's singing that he loves his woman so much he could eat her heart. You get then why it fits with Hannibal, but obviously Dante Alighieri knew nothing of Hannibal, and the music is just one of the most beautiful arias you will ever hear. So, it's an operatic work. It's sung in the film, not by Catherine Jenkins. It's sung by somebody whose name escapes me now. Damn it, that shouldn't happen.
Old age.
God, it'll come back to me in a few moments. But anyway, yes. So it's in Hannibal. It's played a couple of times because when we were making this, I've had this record for a long, long time, and it's always been a very affecting record. And I've seen Catherine Jenkins live, and she's brilliant. She's fantastic. But I watched the film Hannibal. I don't think I'd ever seen the film Hannibal before. I'd seen Silence of the Lambs.
You're not missing.
No,
You're not missing
it's
much.
okay. I mean, there's no beating. Yeah. There's no beating Anthony Hopkins. I mean, he's just fantastic. But the film's a bit mediocre and not anything like the first one. But the music.
Oh, the first one's a classic. It's one of the greatest films.
It is a classic
I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I can remember watching that in the cinema, and that ending when she's in the house in the dark, and I thought I was going to have a fucking heart attack. I really did. I think I probably held my breath for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It was just proper nail biting.
It's an excellent film. That's an excellent film. So the title Vida Con Meum is actually Latin for "See My Heart." I've explained why it fits. The original recording, Daniela Denise and Bruno Lazzaretti were the people who were recording for the film, and it is just absolutely sublime. But it does make me sad. It is a sad song, but clearly being sung in Latin, the words wouldn't have made a great deal of sense to me until I'd read the translation. But the music and the delivery of the music, the emotion and the passion in both the male and female voices, and the way the chords progress, it is absolutely so melancholy, so fantastic. It is one of the saddest pieces of music ever. I can't remember whether Catherine Jenkins did this live or not. It was many years ago. I do know that
Do you remember crying?
I do remember there was no cement mixer when she was playing. I don't remember crying.
Always a bonus.
There were no punks gobbing and there was no cement mixer.
Oh dear, yeah.
But so I definitely put that on the playlist. And again, it's something that everybody's got to listen to because it is sublime.
Excellent. Okay, I'm looking forward to hearing that. I am, I always look forward to hearing anything that is going to evoke a bit of sadness and a bit of melancholy. Again, as we've mentioned so many times. I mean, I don't know whether it's our advancing years and our impending doom for both of us, but the impending blackness.
Well, only this year, having done my will and do not resuscitate document, I'm well prepared.
Yeah, absolutely. And you'll just dump me in the bin document.
Absolutely, yeah.
Fucking hell. Oh, right. Okay. So my number 4 is, this song was more about the first time I heard it, I was actually saw the video. This was back in the days of MTV2, I think. This was released in 2001. It's a song called 7475 by a band called the Connells. And they're another one of these groups. Weirdly, a bit like Yvonne Elliman, I've no idea of anything else they ever did, really, other than this one song. And I just remember it's one of those songs that just, I think the older you get, the more affecting it is as well. But at the time, it had there was a video that accompanied it, and basically it was they'd got an old high school yearbook, American high school yearbook, and they had the people's pictures from the yearbook, and they'd found them all. And so whether it was a local to the band or whether it was local to the filmmakers, it was just so fucking sad, I think it was, and it probably caught me. I would have been about 36, 37 at the time, and was probably, thinking, God, I'm getting older, and I think it just affected me then. There was a guy, they showed one guy, he was in a wheelchair later. I think, a couple of them had died, and it did get me, and it was obviously designed to get you contemplating the passing of time. And that, and the loss of youth, and it wasn't so much nostalgia as just that kind of gradual acceptance, and I get this more and more. It's that acceptance that youth has gone, to quote Soft Cell. It's gone. It's not coming back. You're not going to be able to do those things you did years ago, all those things you wanted to do years ago.
Well, you think the things that the opportunities that you've missed, do you think?
Not so much the opportunities, but just that it's just the kind of I don't know, just the hanging out with your mates. Hanging out with your mates at 60 is a lot fucking different than hanging at your mates at 20, isn't it? Let's face it. That that's kind of that
transition. It's a transition,
I don't
isn't
know.
it?
Yeah, that lack of consequence when you were younger.
Yeah.
You didn't really give much of a fuck what you did. You go and sit in a pub garden at 1 for half a shandy, and you'd end up still there at 11, absolutely shit faced. You'd walk home, you'd fall in a hedge, you'd probably smack your head on something. You'd wake up the next morning with bruises all over it. You'd probably been sick in the hallway.
Yeah.
But then you go, yeah, fuck it, and you carry on. When you're 60, you just get home, fart really loudly, fall into bed and go to sleep.
Oh God.
But yeah, it is, and I think the whole thing, obviously, it was as I said, it was designed to make you think like that. And the song itself is really, I mean, I don't even really know what the song's about, but it sounds really sad. It's a lot. I mean, the first bit makes no sense. Got no reason for coming to me in the rain. Don't get that. There's no but I was the one who let you know I was your sorry ever after. 74, 75, and that's the sad hook line,
Right.
And it does sound very sad. It does sound very mournful. It does give that impression that you've lost something, and you're not going to get it back.
So I got this as an American band because you talked about
They're
high
American
school. What
bands,
kind
yeah.
of music is it? Is it kind of 60s pop or something?
Well, it says, according to the blurb, they play a guitar-orientated melodic jangle pop style of rock music with introspective lyrics. Not in this fucker, they don't. This just sounds sad.
Contemporary music, or is this?
This is contemporary.
Right. Okay.
From
okay.
the
Well, I don't know them.
2000s. No, exactly.
Right.
Neither do I. That's the thing.
Right.
I know this song, and the video had such an impact on me. And continues to. It's still a very, very sad video. But the song kind of gets a bit more melancholy every fucking year, I think.
Okay.
I think every year further away from from youth. And it's not that I feel like I missed out on that much. I could have been a bit more mobile and gone to a few more gigs, and I could have made a bit more of an effort here and there. But I don't look back on my life and think, fucking hell, what a waste of time. I look back on it and think, I didn't change the world, but I had a fucking good time. I had, I've had lots of fun. I've still got a load of mates. I had a lovely wife and marriage and that, which kind of I fucked up really. I've got lovely kids. So I've got, I've got nothing to
regret,
be disappointed about. No, I've got no regrets. I do kind of wish I'd taken the plunge and looked more into the ADHD thing when I kind of had an inkling that there was something going on, which having said that, was only about 10 or 15 years.
I was going to say, it was nothing that we knew about in the 20s.
Exactly.
Not in the 1920s, but when we were in our 20s.
Yeah. As it was explained to me, I was, they said, oh, it's ADHD. The H is for hyperactive. And I'm like, well, I'm hardly hyperactive. I fucking, barely move. Yeah. But they said, no, it's your brain that's hyperactive. And I went, that makes sense. And that was kind of the bucker. So there are bits where I look back on where I think, if I had have had a bit more control of how my brain worked, I could have done things a bit differently. But having said that, to get where I am now,
exactly,
I'm kind of living on my own, penniless with 2 cats.
Don't look at it that way. Don't look at it that way. You've survived. But the thing is, it's easy to say, well, I wouldn't have taken those drugs. I wouldn't have started smoking. I wouldn't have drunk so much. But, every little thing that you would have changed.
Oh, I'm still a drunk.
Every little thing you changes your path, and you don't know where that will take you to.
Yeah, totally.
You might never have met your wife, if you changed a tiny
No,
thing
absolutely.
and had all of those fine years and children and so on. So it is difficult to, I think, to rationally say I would change things if I came back again. The best thing to do is recognise that rarely, if ever, are any of the things that happen to you your own choice anyway.
Yeah,
there's a very good argument that we have no free choice. And when you think about the things you choose, you certainly don't choose anything physically about yourself, but do you choose your personality? Do you choose your behaviours? Do you choose what your tastes are? Do you choose what makes you laugh?
Yeah.
And when you start working through it, even to the point of, I think I'll have an orange, you don't really make that choice because you didn't choose to feel hungry then. That's your metabolism, which you didn't choose. You didn't choose to like oranges. Some people don't. Some people do. You don't really choose anything in life, so it's pointless regretting it.
Yeah. I'm not choosing to keep burping.
No.
So it's fucking sausages. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was. There's not much. There's not much more to say about it really, except that it's a melancholy, sad song. The video is very, very sad, and it's just a kind of just a song about getting old, I suppose.
Okay, I shall look forward to it. You shall no doubt present it on the playlist, and we shall all have an opportunity to determine whether or not that hits the same note. Okay.
Yes.
My number 5 then has long been for some decades one of my favourite pieces of music, and it's called Daedalus Brise, and it's by Death in June. And it's from a 1992 EP called Paradise Rising, and the EP has several versions of this same piece of music on it, and this is the first version, Daedalus Brise, which means Daedalus broken, and it's by Death in June, but with David Tibet of Current 93 doing the singing. And I don't always like David Tibet's voice. I quite like Current 93. They've done some fantastic music, and I've seen them live, and I do like Current 93. But David Tibet's voice sometimes strays a little bit too close to Tony Blair for my liking. So it does sound on occasion like Tony Blair singing. But putting that to one side, it doesn't on this track. Yeah, it's a bit unnerving.
Yeah. Mind you, at least it's not Lionel Blair. So I suppose
that's... You know what, I think I could listen to Lionel Blair's voice more than Tony fucking Blair. Anyway, so this particular version is a version in French. So the translation...
Mon Dieu.
He doesn't say that once. He doesn't say, oh, ma tête, crie Jean-Paul, to la bibliothèque. No, anything like that.
The fuck you want to go to the library at this time of the night for?
But the song tells the story of Daedalus. The Daedalus Brise is Daedalus broken because Daedalus was the father of Icarus in Greek mythology. And he was also the guy to whom is attributed the creation of the labyrinth into which the Minotaur was kept on Crete and so on. But this song is about him being broken by the death of his son Icarus. Daedalus designed and built the wings. Icarus famously in mythology flew too close to the sun. The wax melted. Icarus plummeted to his death. And Daedalus is broken. So the lyrics is, do not weep, all of this is passing, all the birds wing and fall through the heavens, all of this is passing, as the sound disappears, as the rain falls, as the sky parts, as my tears fall, do not weep, for I shall wait for you. And the music is so beautiful. Just an acoustic guitar, some electronics, some organ, very low key, but it's beautiful and it is so sad. Unsurprisingly, relies on minor chords throughout. And as we said earlier, it's minor chords which tend musically to put that melancholic flavour around music. But it's long been one of my favourite EPs, and it's a great song. And I'm not sure actually if it's on Spotify. I'll need to check. It'll probably be on YouTube, if not on Spotify. But it's a 1992 Death in June EP, so there's a good chance it's not on there. But I'll have a look. It'll be somewhere. I went to see Death in June in Clapham Grand in 1992, and we got all the way down to London, to Clapham, only to find a sign on the door saying this concert will not go ahead, following the police information that the threats that the venue will be firebombed if Death in June play are credible threats, and therefore we cannot put them on, which was a little bit unfortunate. Because Death in June... Yeah. And I don't know if this is right or wrong. And
you don't get that with Ed Sheeran.
You don't. But Death in June had this long association with Nazism. I think their imagery.
Yes, I was going to say that.
And the fact they were called Death in June. I've never seen anything that either affirms or denies that. So I don't know. I do have a letter from Douglas Pearce from Death in June. One of my early solo outings in the 1990s. I don't know how he managed to get hold of it, because I'd never sent him it, but he sent me a letter saying how much he liked it, and offering some advice. Awesome. That was very nice, and he just signed it off. Loved Douglas P, because that was his name, Douglas Pearce, and then instead of putting best wishes, he put beast witches, which I thought was pushing the occulty kind of thing a little bit.
Yeah, a tiny bit.
But it was lovely. I'm sure I've still got it somewhere anyway. But beautiful piece of music, fantastic EP, good band, and are you looking? You look like you're looking at the screen.
I'm looking. It doesn't appear to be on there. There is some Death in June on there. What was the album called?
It's an EP. It's called Paradise Rising.
Oh right. No.
Okay. It's a bugger. I'm sure it will be on YouTube.
Yeah.
So you have to put if you can.
Yeah.
A link.
We'll find it. We'll find it
because it's got to be heard. It's got to be heard. It's fabulous piece of music. Very, very sad.
Yes, I will. I'll do my best to find it somewhere and bung it up for everyone to see.
Excellent. So
yes,
we've done our 10 then.
Oh, I've got one to do.
I went first, didn't I? Yes.
Yeah, you did. Yes, that's right.
As well.
Cut me. Oh, did you?
Confused.
Yeah, because I think we did exactly the same thing at the end, didn't we? And you went, and I went, oh, excuse me, mister, I've got one more go.
Sorry, I do apologise.
Yes, I have one. This was the one that you reminded me of, and I thought, oh my God, how did I not put this on? And this is an absolute heartbreaker. This is Tank Park Salute by Billy Bragg.
Oh, right.
From the Don't Try This at Home LP.
Okay.
And it's totally different than it's basically piano based again. Piano is played by Carrie TV, and the song itself is Billy Bragg's song for his dad. His dad died, and he wrote this song called Tank Park Salute about his dad dying, and it's an absolute heartbreaker. And very much there's some lines in there. So basically it starts, kiss me goodnight and say my prayers, leave the lion at the top of the stairs, tell me the names of the stars up in the sky, a tree taps on the window pane, that feeling smothers me again, daddy, is it true that we all have to die?
Oh dear.
So by that time I'm in bits. The next verse goes, at the top of the stairs is darkness, I close my eyes and when I look, your name was in the memorial book. And what had become of all the things we planned? I accepted the commiserations of all your friends and your relations, but there's some things I still don't understand. You were so tall, how could you fall? And that reminded me of the story I told about the sculpture, Dead Dad.
Oh yeah.
Where Ron Merck had done the sculpture of his dad, but done it in kind of in a smaller scale, because he'd always saw his dad as being this big figure in figuratively and literally, and in his life. And when he died, he seemed so small.
Yeah.
So he created this sculpture, and then it kind of carries on. some photographs of a summer's day, a little boy's lifetime away is all I've left of everything we've done. You know, I can't go on because it is really emotional. Wow. I might do actually, yeah. And I always think of my dad. I mean, luckily my dad's still around, but obviously, again, you know, it's all about mortality, isn't it?
Yeah, much of it is.
You know, it is. You know, we're not immortal. No. And nor would anyone want to be. I don't think.
There's a lot to do. I think there's certainly a huge burgeoning industry where people just strive for longevity at all costs, and there are people, and usually Americans in the main, it seems, who are convinced that they are going to be able to extend their life almost indefinitely by new technologies and new biochemical processes and so on. But you're right. Who would want to? Who would want to live when everybody else around them is dying, as the world is suffering more and more pollution, etc., etc., etc.? It doesn't seem like a great prospect.
No, not really. And I mean, I suppose we're lucky, really. I mean, we're obviously we're both 60. We're both relatively fit and healthy. You know, I can still run. I can bound upstairs. I can bend down.
You're like a Labrador.
You know, I am, yeah. And but yeah, it is. So we are lucky, but at the same time well aware that a couple of years ago I bent down to pick something up and I fucked my back for weeks. Yeah. So we're not as robust as we were.
I've had a fair few operations, musculoskeletal things, breaking, torn tendons, knackered back, but you plough on.
Yeah. We do. And as I say, it is a genuinely brilliantly written song, and again a tribute to his dad after his dad died. And I mean, sad songs, you know, what are they good for? Absolutely nothing. I don't know, but sad songs, you know, they are. You know, there is a time and a place. I love a sad song.
Sometimes it is quite nice to immerse yourself in melancholy.
Well, weirdly, I was just about to say that, because I remember, because one of the ones I nearly put on there was, I couldn't pick one, from Faith by The Cure, the LP. And I find that, I mean, it was one of the saddest songs. It's sad, it's gloomy, but I cheers me up no end. I don't know why. I think it's just because it's such a brilliant, brilliant album, and I love The Cure. And we still haven't covered them in any depth.
Got to find a way to do it.
It's tricky. Yeah, absolutely. You know, so sad songs. You know, I could have picked probably any low song. Yeah. You know, fucking hell. I mean, oh dear. You know, they just, get me every time. Galaxy 500. Yeah. I find them incredibly sad.
It's endless bands.
It is, yeah.
The next episode we're doing is quite the opposite. We're going to do upbeat, positive songs, as suggested by my good friend Jazzy. And the amount of time we spend talking about and listening to melancholy and downbeat songs, I thought, this is going to be a little bit more challenging coming up with. But suddenly there's like, oh my God, there's so many songs that make me happy. So many songs and pieces of music that I think are very positive and upbeat that it was almost harder than sad songs. Just so many.
I've got a couple. I mean, I've got a couple. One not necessarily upbeat, but makes me happy.
Right.
But because of what it. I mean, a lot of them, I have to admit, are down to my kids.
Okay.
It's the whole thing. The connections with the kids makes me happy. Well, at least two of them. In fact, I've only got two so far. So I need to work a bit further on that one.
Okay.
But and it is. But that's the great thing about music is, happy, sad, doesn't fucking matter. We love it. we love it anyway.
Yeah. If it works, it works.
You know?
And I think that the beauty of music is that it can create those emotions. Again, it doesn't matter whether it's designed to do that or not. If it creates a feeling, an emotion, if it takes you somewhere, good, bad, or otherwise, I think it shows the power, and that's a powerful piece of music.
And interestingly, when on our last break, I listened to "If I Can't Have You Again."
Yeah,
and I know that you did too.
Yes, I did.
I listened to it and I felt exactly the same. I thought it sounded absolutely desolate. The way she got it across. I then listened to the Bee Gees doing exactly the same song. Not even remotely sad.
Yeah.
And a different arrangement of the music as well. And then, just for shits and giggles, I found that Kim Wilde version that I mentioned. And Kim Wilde's vocal performance is perfection. You know, it's really, really good. But the backing is fuck awful, non-90s, just thrown together, like Stock Aitken and Waterman tap.
Okay.
You know, and it sounded dreadful.
Yeah.
So you know, if you got Kim's vocals and put them on a proper backing track played with instruments like the original, I think it would have, you know, it wouldn't have been quite as good, but it would have been near to Yvonne's version.
Yeah, I listened to it as well, and like we said, it's still, despite everything that you say and all of it being absolutely true, the quality of the voice, the quality of the emotion, the quality of the music, I still love the song. But I played it again, I still didn't feel the sadness coming through for me.
It's weird, isn't it?
It is
weird. That was definitely a personal thing for me. I also listened to Missing Everything But the Girl, and that's a really sad. So that is as sad as I remembered it as well. and again, that vocal inflection from Tracy Thorn kind of gives it that, you know, added bit of melancholy. Sure. I think
we're gonna have a playlist of despair, aren't we? This one, it's going to be a despairing playlist.
We'll get lots of tear-stained fan mail going, "How could you do that, you bastards?"
Either that or lots of messages going, "What the fuck are you talking about?
That's not sad.
Don't be
useless
twats.
wankers." By the way, Dave, we've got a Shakespeare festival coming up if you'd like to appear and read Yvonne Elliman's.
Just get rid of the moustache if you do an Yvonne Elliman.
Yeah, well, I'm more beardy at the moment.
You're growing it back again. You can't quite make it what you're doing.
No, the moustache is gone. It's just beard. I can't be bothered to shave.
Right.
And I haven't had my haircut for about 3 months. I just look like some old tramp or something.
Well, a trampy Father Christmas almost.
It's definitely my Christmas look.
Is it?
The white beard.
Yeah.
Ho ho fucking ho.
Bad Santa. Bad Santa.
Or sad Santa today.
It is sad Santa.
Sad Santa. Sad Santa.
We shall lift it up next time round with some proper upbeat stuff.
We'll be happy.
We will be happy.
Whoop, whoop.
Well, assuming we get what we want for Christmas.
Yeah. Well, yeah. As if I'm going to get Christmas presents. But yes. Yeah, so that's our sad playlist.
And a very good one. I think there's some good tracks on there.
Yes.
Although I don't know some of yours, but I think it's a good list.
I don't know some of yours. So once we get this one ready to go, I will get the playlist up and running. We've probably got time to write to Death and June and ask them if they can put the fucking thing on there by the time this one goes out.
It might not be allowed on there. Although there are some of the Death and June ones on there, so it can't be because of this association.
Yeah, no, there are several albums on there.
Oh, no. Okay.
But yeah, just it was there's at least 6 or 7 up there.
Oh, okay.
I can see. So yeah, so I don't think it will be due to those connotations.
Damn.
So that's the end of that. We've got the next one will be coming. This should be out in somewhere time in January. Obviously you have to say hello to Greatest Playlist Ever, as usual. DJ Substance and Brooklyn Pete. I inadvertently may have called it the Greatest Podcast Ever last week, so apologies for that. I am old and infirm and I don't really know what the fuck I'm doing.
But it is a podcast, isn't it?
Yes, it is, but it's called
Yes, I know
the greatest playlist ever. So it is a podcast.
It wasn't the worst insult you could have.
So I could have said the greatest playlist ever, the greatest podcast ever.
You could have done,
and that would have made sense, but I didn't.
Yeah.
So
at least you didn't say it was the greatest pizzeria ever or something bizarre like that. That would have been
that's true. Our Instagram news. I can't remember what I told you. We got a like from Patty Smith the other day.
You did send a line.
Patty Smith.
The Patty Smith. You did drop me a line. Yes.
And we're followed by Zoe Ball and Michael Stipe and various other persons. Therapy follow us. Yes, that's great.
Smashing Pumpkins.
Drummer from Smashing Pumpkins, Jimmy Chamberlain, he follows us.
Mark Bonner.
So Mark Bonner, Dominic Cooper. We got a like from what was her name? The girl from Mad Men.
There's someone from Grey's Anatomy.
There was someone from Grey's Anatomy.
Kate Walsh, was it?
But this was I don't know. I didn't know that. I didn't know the person from Grey's Anatomy. Christina Hendricks.
She liked it, did she? Okay.
She liked the My Bloody Valentine reel. So yeah. So we have to say all this because it's all quite exciting. And at currently today I think we had 78,000 followers, but it has slowed down quite drastically now.
And then we got a new one signed up yesterday because I was talking to a mate I hadn't seen for a long while, and he didn't even know. He asked me if I was still at the food bank and stuff and helping out there, and I said that I hadn't got time to do it anymore with this bloody podcast.
Yeah.
He said, "What podcast?" I told him all about it, and he just straight away subscribed.
Excellent. Well, we had I got some stick the other day. I was going through some old emails and I found tickets that me and Lily had for Billie Eilish when we went to see her at Shepherd's Bush Empire a long while ago. So I did a little video about the first Billie Eilish LP, which I love. I think it's a great record, and I did get some stick for that one. Nothing drastic, but a few. Why are you doing Billie Eilish? And so, well, why fucking not? Because I took my daughter to see her, and it was a really lovely memory.
Is that because she's too popular or something? You're not allowed to do popular ones.
Yeah, basically.
Oh dear.
So today I did La Mysterie de Voir Bulgaire.
Oh God.
So that should, make a few people.
You've spoken about those before, haven't you?
Linking it. Yes, love that.
I was listening to that the other day because I've got one of their albums as well. It is fascinating listening.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah. Absolutely amazing LP, that first one. Although, do you know, that came out in 1986.
Did it?
And I was sure that had come out around the 83, 84 mark.
The one I got was released in 1993. So the Mystery Bulgarian Voices Choir Bulgarian Custom Songs. That's all it's called.
Yeah. Well, this was the one that 4AD released.
Yeah.
On the back of Cocteau Twins. I mean, because it was very. You could see the similarities between. You had people like Cocteau Twins and Dead Can Dance. And to a degree, Ex-Mal Deutschland, you had all these powerful female singers, and then obviously you had these Bulgarian women who were. Although someone did actually say, I had a comment from a guy who said, I met my partner through this through the record. We both liked it. And he said, we went to see them and expecting something, completely different to what we got, which was lots of women on stage who looked like your nan, which I thought was quite amusing because I hadn't really, but because these are recordings originally made in the 50s, weren't they?
Yeah. Well, I don't know about this one because it's a different record, but it's got photographs of them on the cover, so I would have known what to expect had I gone to see them. I think. Yeah,
but I think there was someone else said they're playing. The Bulgarian choir are playing at the Union Chapel in London at some point in the new year.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So anyway, other than that, we're done and dusted.
And sad.
Very nice. Yes. Sad. We're going to go off and have a cry, and we'll be back some point soon. With happy songs.
Definitely.
Woo!
All right. Good evening. I'm going to say good evening. I always tell you off for saying good evening. It's goodbye whenever you listen to it.
Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen.